Get crystal clear about what it is that you want out of this life. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity with me, your host, Joanna, and let's dive right in. So, today I want to share with you my story and also why you need to get crystal clear to like what you want in every aspect of life. So, I started this journey of self awareness, self discovery, mindset, transformation, manifestation, emotional awareness, creating systems, creating a business, becoming a brand, becoming a business owner 7 years ago. Yeah. And I remember vividly when I was, so let me give you a little backstory, just a little bit. So I am the child of a migrant. So my dad is from Ghana, my mom is German, my parents are middle class. I always knew that I had so much more to give. Like I have always been a striver, like a high achiever. I have always been that girl. I was curious, I wanted it, I got it, boom. So I built up confidence. And when I was in my mid 20s, when I was done with uni and I had my first corporate job, I realized like I can't see myself here. Like I'm too big for this place. I'm too much. I have too many interests. I have too much to share and I have this like big vision. So I went to different places like incubators for startup capital. Like they would help you to develop your story and your product and things like that, but I never felt really seen. I never felt really seen. So again, I come from Germany. I was born and most of the time raised here with a few breaks in other countries, also in Ghana. And I never felt seen and heard and understood. So I ventured out to like help myself, literally to help myself. The first thing that I knew that I wanted to know about to become an expert in was health. So that's what I did. I became a holistic nutritionist, health expert, or health coach. Yeah. That's what I did. But I knew that there was more spiritually, mentally, and really how to create the life of your dreams. So I became a certified life coach. The thing is, I don't want to just go through it step by step. I want you to get to know me more and to understand that like where do I come from and what were my thoughts. So I've always been very aware of social dynamics, of racism. I mean, my mom is white, my dad is Ghanaian, like Black African. I've known my name is Joanna because of the song Joanna Give Me Hope. It's a song by Eddie Grant related to the ending of apartheid. So I knew about like all these things were part of just me, my background, my family, my like political, like my whole life kind of felt political. That's why I was never really interested in politics as such, because I felt like, oh, it's just inherent in me. So I knew that like these were the topics that we talked about at home. So I was very aware and I also knew that I was very privileged. So I speak about privilege a lot and I want you to see yourself as privileged as well if you are a migrant or if you are a woman of color or if you are even if you're a white woman and you think you're not privileged, you are. You know, if you live in a Western country and you grew up in a quite decent middle class family and you're now watching this, you probably have more privileges than you think. So it is really about me realizing, okay, I have more to bring, but what was it? And this is the thing. So I realized nobody could really understand me. Nobody could help me. I went on, I'm a go-getter. I do the things that I have to do and I just get it done. So I finished this nutrition certification. And then I sat down and I prayed and I realized, okay, like how do I go on? Because I can't see myself in just one business. Like that is not what I wanted. And before I studied business, so I already knew that there was more opportunities to create a life of freedom. And this is where I found my mentor. And this is also what I teach today to my clients and my students is how to create the life of your dream. But first, before you can create that life, you have to literally get clear on what it is that is most important to you, right? What is most important to you? What do you want to create? What is what are your fears, right? What are your fears? What are your limitations? And I want to speak about that because for me, because I've always been that go-getter, that's the like the hustler mindset, this survival mode, right? The survival mode, just running and seeing how you can, yeah, how you can survive, right? How you can survive still chasing my dreams, but still surviving, right? And then through the work, like when I became a certified coach and I got coached and I was in this whole big bubble of personal transformation, this is when I realized that one of my biggest blocks was my nervous system, was my triggers, my wounds, my traumas, and really the way how I dealt with, especially with rejection. And so most of our human experiences core wound, like for me and for you, is the fear of getting rejected, like the abandonment wound, the shame, and what else is it? I wrote it down. The shame, the abandonment, and the betrayal. Yes. So abandonment happens most of the time. Check in with yourself in childhood, like when we feel like we were left alone by our parents or something similar like that. Then the betrayal, it can happen in all stages of life, but really go back into your life and see what were the biggest emotional traumas. And emotional traumas only happen in relationship. That's why one of the biggest skill in this society is to be able to talk to people, to open up to people, to build relationship, to become warm, that people trust you, things like that, right? This is what I learned in sales because so many people are so afraid to show themselves, to show their authentic self, because we are afraid to get judged. We're afraid to get abandoned again. We're afraid to be taken advantage of again because we had been betrayed before. And probably we have felt shame, maybe from early childhood, where people try to shame you for being a human being, for being a child, but also then accumulating things like things that you now, for example, if you have been betrayed, it's not a good look to share that you've been betrayed, right? Because it kind of makes you look weak and stupid. So these things could be things that we then realize we were betrayed, we realize we have been rejected, and then we feel ashamed for it, so we hide it, and then this is like where our energy goes down the drain. So I all I want to say here is really, I was the girl, I was the young woman, let's say that, right? I was a young woman who wanted it all. I wanted this free life. I couldn't even say what it is that I wanted. I wanted to be free. That's actually what it is. I wanted to be free, and I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to have real relationships. I wanted to be able to express myself creatively and create impact in other people's lives and make money doing that. Yes. So, this is basically the blueprint for everybody. You can fine tune it and you can create more details. This is what I do in my work. If you're interested in getting coached, become part of my tribe, my group, my programs, my safe space, then don't hesitate to click the link down below, and there you find the link to book a strategy session with me, okay, where we speak where you are, what it is that you want, and then we will see which program fits you the best, okay? So I will say that I really knew I wanted it all, but I didn't know how the blueprint looked like and how to create it. And as I said, I also realized that I didn't have the emotional stability, the emotional core stability, the emotional awareness of my triggers. Because one thing else I want to say here is that the triggers, at the end of the day, they lead to the fear of death. They lead to the fear of annihilation, right? Our ego, our body is a animal, all right? And we have all these memories from our ancestors, and also being like being part of this human collective. We have all these triggers inside of us, and yeah, ultimately, we are afraid to die, right? Because what happens if we step out and we say, "Hey, this is me. Like who I am. I want to be loved for who I am," because basically that's what it is. Like sometimes I still feel like people are not ready to hear that, especially business people or people who want to make money. But that's what it is. It's about being like, "Hey, here I am. This is me. This is authentically me with everything, with the dark part," right? Because we're animals, and that's good to realize, right? You can fight too. You can fight mentally, you can fight physically. We don't want to do that, but you can fight back, right? You can fight back. And also your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses, if we want to call it that, right? So you want to show up as a full authentic being. And the thing that most people are afraid of is to be rejected for who they truly are, because as a child, or also still as a social creature, because we are social creatures, we feel that if somebody doesn't like us, it can take away our bread. Like we can't live if we are being like if we are thrown out of the tribe, thrown out of the group, because just like hundreds of years ago, like we lived in smaller tribes, smaller towns, and if you're not part of the cool clique, if you're not part of the popular, you are not going to survive. So this is deeply ingrained in our physique. So this is what the trigger is. So that's why I'm saying, like, I had this vision, and I do still have that vision, yeah. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my vision today. So the vision was to become that woman who knows that she is her. Like I am her. First, you really create yourself with everything that you are, with the skills, with the talents, with your look, with your image, with your brand, with your business, all of that, right? First, you create yourself, and then you create a vision for others. But again, I just want to share that really the emotional part, the emotional intelligence, the realizing that I was afraid to get rejected. And the thing with me was the fear of getting rejected by Black people and white people. Also, these are two of my tribes, let's call it that, right? If I show too much of my white side over here, I'm going to be rejected over here. If I share too much of my Black side, let's say that, I'm going to be rejected over here. If I share too much of my working class, in the academia, in the field of like high performance and things like that, I'm going to be rejected. So it's like literally like a 360-degree full spectrum. Oh my God, I am in danger. Where can I be my full self? My full self, the full range from the things that really make you unique, right? And all of these things have different influence or different cultural influence. So who's going to resonate? Is it going to be people from this side or this side? So I hope that's clear. So this was one of my biggest blocks, to actually show up as my full authentic self with all the influences that I have inherited and still continue to grow into, like into the things that I chose. So I hope you understand and you can follow me. So this is really what I had to overcome in order to build the business, and in order to promote the business and stand in my business. And again, this is another thing I want to share, is that the business, that for you are the business. And especially if you build a personal brand, you are a business, you are a product, you are a brand, right? You are the what is it called, like the umbrella for everything that you do, and then you see what things do align with who you are as a person. That's why I love seeing yourself as a brand, because then you can be more clear on even the hobbies that you have, on the things you want to do next, and you're going to build this brand, you're going to build this life, because this life is like, okay, your professional, your hobbies, your interests, your social contribution, like all of these things become part of you and become part of your brand. So, yeah, just going back again, like I wanted it all. And the number one thing is the emotional intelligence, the emotional detachment, the emotional healing, the emotional intelligence, whatever you want to call it, the emotional mastery, right? That you cannot be kicked off your pedestal, that you cannot be kicked off your your business throne, right? That you are here, I'm standing here, this is my business, these are my skills, this is my offer, this is my value, and this is what I have to offer. And no matter who likes it or not, that's who I am. That's who I am, and I'm going to show up as that. And this is the price. This is the price. It's also, again, applicable to your private life, but the same thing goes with your business. This is me. And again, going back to the core wound, most of the time, and this is again and again what I've seen in sales, people don't make it in sales because maybe they take it too personal to get rejected again and again and again and again and again, and then you might start questioning yourself. That's why it's so important to build up this emotional core stability, the self-worth, right? The self-esteem, that you know who you are, that you respect yourself, and then that you can meet people eye to eye. So yeah, this was a lot, but I just wanted to let you know that it really took a while to come from, okay, this is the dream. I have this big dream, and then actually to crystallize it into, okay, this is the person that I have to become in terms of looks, in terms of ability to communicate with people, with my audience, with business partners, with friends, with people I meet in networking, right? Being able to communicate effectively. And it's a continuous learning process. And the same thing, of course, with your business, right? With your expertise, with your talent, continue to work on it, but really also know these are your strengths. This is your passion. You love it. You can serve it, right? And then also, of course, financial literacy, knowing your market value. This is really something that I will say again and again. Knowing your market value and being able to promote it on the market, and also find customers and create good customer relationships and customer experiences, and also investing, right? So you can make your money work for you, instead you only always working for the money. So that's the holistic view. And three things I want to say about that, from this really fragile vision that can be fragile sometimes. You want it all. Again, what does that mean? What does that mean? And who do you have to become in order to build, and attract that life, right? Because it's going to be both. It's going to be building and attracting. And what I see, again, going back to my personal wounds, yeah, or my personal challenges that I had to overcome, three things I want to tell you that is important for you to integrate from the very beginning, is that you value yourself. That you value yourself. And by that, I mean very easy, that you value your time, because your time and your energy is your life. Your time and your attention and your energy is your life. This alone, like you don't even have to have a skill set or nothing, but this alone, for you to understand, this is the most valuable thing that you have in this life. And if you want to trade it, trade your time, your energy, your attention, trade it with something that will give you back value, right? So, for example, if you consume content, make sure it feeds back into you. You learn something, right? If you meet with somebody, make sure they serve a purpose, because that is purposeful, intentional living, right? It is also strategic, because you realize I have no time to waste. I have no energy to waste. I want to get ahead. I want to do something with my life. So I'm not going to waste it. So realize that this is your value. Your value, the most important thing, because values is what is most important to you. That's just basically it. Like, what do you value in this life? Your time, probably, hopefully, your time, your energy, your attention, and your creativity, right? You're generating power. So value your time, honor. I think maybe it's like two sides of the same coin. Value yourself, honor yourself, honor your work, honor your body, honor your mind, honor your emotions, honor your own personal experiences, honor yourself, right? Honor yourself, and make it known. And then the third thing is commitment. Commit to yourself. That's what I mean when I say put yourself on a pedestal, put yourself on a throne, right? You are the queen of your life. And I don't want to say it so wishy-washy like everybody is saying it, but I'm sure they mean also what I say. But you're literally the most important person. See yourself through the eyes of love, right? Value yourself, right? Or even not only through love, but because sometimes our insecurities and things like that can shadow like who how we see ourselves, which is so sad. But it happens. So see your eyes through love, the way you would see yourself if you completely loved yourself. If you don't see the flaws, or if you see the flaws, you actually think they're cutesy. Yes. So you're actually cutesy. So you're very cute. All of your flaws, they're cute. You have strength, you have weaknesses. You're working on your strength, right? You have some weaknesses, whether you source them out or you work on them is up to you. But you look at it and you look at yourself and you value yourself. You value your life and everything in it, which starts with you, your mind, your body, right? Your time, your creativity, your contribution, your energy. You value yourself highly. That's why I'm saying you're high-end product. You're a high-end product, high-end luxury, because there's nothing more valuable than time in a human being's life. Yes. So you're a high-end product, value yourself, honor yourself. What comes with honor? For me, honor is also payment, because there's in Germany, or in the German speaking countries, I think it's the same in English. It's honorary, right? Honorary. I think that's the payment, like your honorar. That's how we say it in German. So your honorar, your honorary, is your payment, is what you get for your work. So the same thing with you. Honor yourself. Honor yourself. Honor your time, your attention, honor your creativity. Honor yourself. You are valuable. So be stingy with your energy, with you, and only put yourself in situations that are high value, that are reflecting the value back to you. Once you have realized how valuable you and your time are, your mind, your knowledge, your experience, your work ethic, right? How valuable that is. Number one, number two, value yourself, honor yourself, and commit to yourself. This is also a very important one. Committing to yourself is like marrying yourself, right? So I have also decentering men content on this platform, and I will continue to talk more about that. But it is really about putting yourself first forever and ever, right? It doesn't mean that you can't love and provide and protect for other people. It doesn't mean that you're going to be this lonely wolf. No, but it's really important that you commit to your highest self first, that you commit to doing the work that you feel is in your heart to do, your soul's work, your life's purpose, your heart's desire, whatever you want to call it. But this is what you are working on. This is what you are working on day and night. And this is also why I say this is the personal brand, right? Because the brand, I have a little like sticky note here, and it says, like, I'm building a brand. I'm always busy, because building a brand is building your whole lifestyle, right? The way you wake up in the morning, the cafe that you drink, the walk that you make, all right? Think about it. The cafe that you drink, what brand is it? Maybe the milk, the cream, whatever, the nut milk you drink, what brand is that? That is part of your lifestyle, right? What clothes are you wearing for your morning work or for your workout routine, right? And then what else do you do? Do you go to the manicure, pedicure, skincare? What are you wearing, right? What are you surrounding yourself with? Become aware of that and realize, like, that's kind of the level of quality that I surround myself with and that I exude, right? Like, that you want to be able to feel like your outer world is reflecting you. But you're married, again, coming back to the commitment, you are married to becoming the best version of yourself, which includes all those things I just mentioned, like the way you sleep, the way you eat, your workout, right? How you spend your day, who you spend your day with, what are you consuming? Right? So all of that is a commitment, because if you see yourself still as a high performer or someone who's excellent in their field, right? Everything in your life conspires to feeding you, your mind, your heart, your creativity, and then this is what you create from, right? So whatever it is, if you have whatever kind of business you have, you surround yourself with things that feed you, and you feed it back, right? You feed it back, or you give back to those who want to create a life like you. So yeah, this is it for today, but I really wanted to give you a little peek into me again and where I started like 6, 7 years ago. It was a rocky road, it was a bumpy ride, but it was good. It was always like learning more and more and more and becoming more easier with everything, like the mindset, the clarity, the emotional awareness, as I said. Wow, that was the big one. And then really creating the systems and put the systems in place so I can create the business that I want with more ease, yeah, and still being yeah, very highly lucrative, right? And then also creating the lifestyle that I want. So it was a journey, and I want to share with you. I want to share with you. Everything started with I want it all. And I just want to break it down a little bit, what that means, what you have to get clear on, right? Whether it be health, relationship, again, business, money, what is it that you really want? And again, who do you have to become from the inside out? The mindset, the emotions, the habits, the systems, the social circle, right? What is it? So, yeah, I hope that this served you. Again, I always say that if this video served you and it helped you in any way, leave a like, give me a comment, right? Share a comment, say something. Where are you on your journey right now? What are you working on? Have you been on your transformational journey for a while? Like, what are you working on? Self-discovery, inner work, spirituality, emotional healing, a business building, right? What is it? Like, where are you on that escalator maybe? And let me know what you want to hear from me more. I have so much to share, but I really want to serve that woman. I want to serve her who really wants to take it up now. Like, you're on the brink to create that higher next level in every sense and in every aspect of life, but really with the focus of finding your value within and creating that money without. So that's why we're here. So, honey, I'm looking forward to hear from you. Stay dangerous. Until then, bye bye.